When you think of abortion, whose face do you see? And let me ask you this, are they really our enemy? Welcome back to the Speak Life series. My name is Ryan Lynn, and I'm so excited that you've come to join us. This series is designed to help you speak up for the life of the unborn. If you haven't checked out our other videos, I would encourage you to go and do that now. Today I want to talk about the faces of death. When you think of the pro-choice movement, whose face do you think of? Recently there was a roll call of sorts in the United States Senate. On February 25th, 2019, the U.S. Senate voted on the Born Alive Abortion Survivors Protection Act, which would have made it criminal not to provide medical care for a baby who survives an abortion. The final count was 63 in favor and 44 opposed. This act did not pass. Not a single senator who is running for the Democratic nomination of President of the United States voted in favor of this act. Albert Mohler on his podcast the following day said this, "But Christians should note this event very, very closely. We should consider the ramifications very, very gravely. Because if nothing else, the developments over the last few days, even the last 24 hours in the United States, show us just how far the culture of death is advancing by the hour. Not just by the decade or the generation, but by the day, by the week, and yes, even by the hour right now in the United States of America." From time to time, legislation, by the virtue of the fact that it passes or fails to pass, offers something of a diagnostic test to the moral condition of the United States, its people, and its culture. Something like a moral MRI or CAT scan. The scan revealed yesterday is chilling. The news is tragic. If you look honestly at the scan, what you see is the culture of death staring back at us ominously. Are these senators the leaders of the culture of death? What about Margaret Sanger, who founded Planned Parenthood? She was a racist. She preached and believed in eugenics. What about Planned Parenthood itself, which has performed over 7.6 million abortions since its founding? Or what about Kermit Gosnell, the abortionist who was charged with 8 counts of murder, 24 felony counts of performing illegal abortions beyond the state of Pennsylvania's 24-week limit, and 227 misdemeanor counts of violating the 24-hour informed consent law? What about the various faces that we see in these marches who say ridiculous and absurd things about choice? Are they our enemy? Well, what does the Bible say about our enemies? If you look in Luke chapter 6, verse 27, "But I say to you who hear, love your enemies, do good to those who hate you." Do you love those faces? Who's our real enemy anyway? 2 Timothy chapter 2, verse 24 gives us that answer. "And a servant of the Lord must not quarrel, but be gentle to all, able to teach, patient, in humility, correcting those who are in opposition, if God perhaps will grant them repentance, so that they may know the truth, and that they may come to their senses and escape the snare of the devil, having been taken captive by him to do his will." Those faces of the culture of death are not soldiers, but slaves to the enemy. They have bought into his trap. They have followed his lies. They are held hostage by him to do his will. Our real enemy is the devil. Sometimes we can think that it's us in here and them out there, and we can treat them like our enemy. And we can attack the people instead of attacking the real enemy, the devil. What is our enemy's goal? Well, we get the answer in John chapter 10, verse 10. The thief does not come except to steal and to kill and to destroy. I have come that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. Satan's kingdom is one of cheating, lying, death, and destruction. Our King, Jesus, His kingdom is life, and it's overflowing life. What is Satan's goal? To lie, to cheat, to kill, and to destroy. It makes sense that he works so hard to keep his culture of death going through abortion, and that he's working so hard to expand it through infanticide, eugenics, and euthanasia. So how do we defeat him? 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3 gives us the answer. We are human, but we do not wage war as humans do. We use God's mighty weapons, not worldly weapons, to knock down the strongholds of human reasoning and to destroy false arguments. We destroy every proud obstacle that keeps people from knowing God. We capture their rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey Christ. We are called to knock down strongholds of human reasoning and false arguments. We are called to knock down the pride that keeps people from knowing God. But what are the weapons of God? I believe the first and most important one is prayer. Are you praying for the unborn? Are you praying for the pro-life advocate, for our senators, for our representatives, for our leaders? Are you praying for the single mother, for the unexpected father or mother, for the abortionist, for the clinic workers? Are we praying? Prayer changes things. And what I have found is the thing that it changes the most is me. If I could equip you with one thing to protect the unborn, it would be prayer. To give you a heart of prayer. I want that heart of prayer. Another mighty weapon of God is love. Love. Love changes hearts. When we lavishly love others, it disarms them to be able to receive the truth. I would encourage you to check out Pastor Steve's message, What the Bible Teaches About Spiritual Warfare, to get a better idea of what our weapons are. The last thing I want to leave us with is this. We are victorious. I truly believe that we are going to be victorious against the enemy. Yes, the world is under the sway of Satan, but we have God on our side. 1 John 4:4. You are of God, little children, and have overcome them, because he who is in you is greater than he who is in the world. Don't just simply tell God how big the world's problems are. Tell the world how big your God is. Colossians 2:15. In this way, he disarmed the spiritual rulers and authorities. He shamed them publicly by his victory over them on the cross. The enemy has been disarmed by the gospel, by the cross. We have truth on our side. When defending the unborn, we don't need to become defensive. We can be confident that God is on our side. He is with you, so be bold and remember who your enemy is.